Hi everybody, and we're going to take a little tour of our garden today. It's a rainy, disgusting day. So as you can see, one of our pepper containers has lots and lots of water, standing water in it. I actually just poured a bunch of water out. But in here we have some bell pepper plants. We've got a number of different pepper buds growing on them. There's some pepper flowers in there. This one's looking a little tired because of the massive downpour of rain. There's a little jalapeno plant, but these things will spruce right back up. We got black pepper or purple peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers, and jalapeno in here. Coming over our next container is another pepper one. This tall one is an Italian long hot pepper plant. See, I think we got a couple of peppers growing in here. We'll find one. There's one. And then the plant next to it is our cayenne pepper. You can see that guy is really getting big. And there's another one right there. Also nice and growing. This is good. Next container over is our cucumber and zucchini. I know it seems like a small pot, but there's stuff growing like crazy in here. You can see all the blossoms. And down in here, there's a cucumber plant. It's a cucumber's growing on it. Let's see if I can show you that. So there you go. There's a blossom, and you can see a cucumber right there on the end of it. And there's a couple more underneath. There. Doing really well. Spinning around. Some rosemary and sage. This is broccoli Rabe, doing pretty well. And here's our mango single tomato plant. When we started, it was this high, and it's grown way up there. And we've got tomatoes all over the place hiding in here. We got some there, got some back there, got some blossoms up here. And we even have little tomatoes growing off on this branch here, all over the place. They are literally sprawling all over the place. So now we're going to go to our backyard garden. As you can see, again, we had tons and tons of rain. You can hear the creek in the back. It is just flowing like crazy. So first I'll show you, there's our nice dirty shed. I'll show you guys the creek and how much it's flowing from all the rain we got. Now here's our little wall. You can see the water's flowing all the way down. There's some pretty deep pools in here, considering that this is an intermittent stream, and off into the sunset. So now we walk over to our garden. You can see that our garden is no longer self-contained because of our sprawling pumpkin plant. Look at this giant. Looks like an airplane runway leading us right into our other garden. So this is pretty cool. Mickey and Madeline planted these at church. And I'll show you what a pumpkin looks like growing on the vine. I never saw one before. So the female flower at the base of it has a pumpkin. And you got some more little ones growing there. There's a little guy there. And there's the male flowers, blossoms growing all over the place. And these leaves are huge. I mean, here's my hand. These are big leaves. Onward to the main part of this raised bed. Again, we've actually got two pumpkin plants in here. This is another pumpkin plant that's growing. It's all intertwined with the other one, so you can't tell where one begins and one ends. And these over here are cucumber plants growing out the side, leading right up into our tomatoes. This is another sort of structure that I built out of bamboo, and some zip ties and some twist ties. These were grown from seed. Actually, half of them were grown from seed and half of them were little tiny starter plants. And you can see we're starting to get blossoms there. There's a nice yellow blossom there. So this puppy's really kicking in. basil plant that we bought from the supermarket that is about 4 times the size it was when we got it. In behind it, we've got butternut and more cucumber growing all through here. I think we've got a couple cucumbers actually growing underneath here. Let's see if we can get to them. Yep. There you go, you can see that. Nice. There's another one there. So that's kicking in. We've got beautiful Swiss chard, all different colors. We've got our yellow variety. We've got red. We've got a lighter pink. We have a white stalk one. I'm going to actually harvest these in a few minutes. And then on the outside edge of this one bed we have sugar snap peas. So I'll give you, starting to fruit up. So we've got blossoms. And then these are called the shoots. This is a pea shoot, and apparently pea shoots are delicious to eat. Thank you, Jamie Oliver, for that tip. Again, if you look through here, hidden beans growing everywhere, also delicious to eat. One of the lessons we've learned from this garden this year is, as you can see, everything's crowded. And I don't think we've got enough of each variety to make a meal, but we'll see. So the second raised bed, got some herbs hanging out here. Beautiful mint. We'll harvest a couple sprigs of this while we're sitting here so that we can make some mint tea later. Back up in here, we've got some golden thyme, which is growing quite well, considering. And this is our chive plant, which is also growing quite well. It's pretty starved for light, and we've had a lot of rain lately. Now this monstrosity here is a single row of yellow squash plants. As you can see, it is got blossoms as far as you can see. It just blossom, blossom, blossom. And then there's squash there, squash there, squash there, all over the place, all through here. Beautiful plant. Had no idea it was going to be the dominant plant in our garden, so we'll take some of these notes. This is our first year garden. These are actually green beans, and you can see green beans starting to grow all through this. Blossoms and garden underneath. This was one of these, situations where those are our pepper plants underneath. Obviously they're not getting enough light to do anything, but again, live and learn. But we're pretty happy with our garden so far. And then on this side, we've got herbs that are all, this is cilantro. This cilantro is, 2 feet long. Underneath here, we've got some oregano. I mean, it's just loaded, everything, everywhere you look. Got some lettuce under here, growing. Again, some of the stuff we got to harvest and replant elsewhere. We've actually got some radishes hiding under there as well. This is our strawberry patch, so all around the outside, this is brand new. Strawberries growing, and in the middle, we moved our broccoli out to get the sun, but there hasn't been sun since we planted it. But this will kick in as soon as the sun starts coming up again. Coming over here, we've got a small bed of sprouts of kohlrabi that are just starting to kick in. And then back on over, some carrot sprouts starting to pop up. And last but not least, we've got 3 berry plants that we planted this year. Ooh, look at this. Check this out. I haven't seen this before. Our blossoms turn into berries. We've actually got some blackberries growing on this plant. And what I'm hoping to do with these berry plants is to train them up into our fence so that this entire fence all the way across starts becoming a berry thing. This is a raspberry bush that's about quadrupled in size. And this is another one. And what I've learned here is that these canes, see these white canes that they call them, when we're going to tie these to the fence like that, but those canes are first year canes, and in the second year we will get fruit out of them as they get bark on them. So that's how you can tell the difference between a first year and a second year cane, is that the first year canes are white or green with a whitish haze to them, and the second year canes get a brownish bark to them. So that's our garden. It's pretty cool. Thanks, bye.